The Grand Bible. The complete Bible, its non-canonical scriptures, the Kumaran and books from Mesopotamia, Persia, India and China. From the Guildford Scientific Press. The Grand Bible, that is the Old Testament with its Deuterocanon and pseudepigrapha, the New Testament with its apocrypha and non-canonical scriptures. That is also the instructions of Surupapak, the teachings of Gilgamesh, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the laws of Manu, the Akaranga Sutra, the Dhammapada, the Lotus Sutra, the Quran, the Sirah, the Hadith, the Edict of Umar, the Zend Avesta, the Saddar, the Book of Law, the Book of Certitude, the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and numerous other scriptures in English, with a detailed introduction on history by Lord Henfield. The Grand Bible is independent, unprivileged, and not authorized by anyone. Anno Domini, whatever that year is in Roman numerals. The Grand Bible is an encyclopedic compilation which has been arranged to offer scholars immediate access to the original and complete contents of religious and other affiliated texts from East and West in English. Document format. Searchable and printable PDF. Some translations may be subject to copyright. All documents are freely available online. You can download the PDF, but it does take a while because of the great amount of volume. You may share this work with anyone, however any commercial distribution of this work or parts of it is prohibited, it's not allowed. To Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who has inspired generations by her devotion to duty, serve, not self. This is the third revised edition. The Grand Bible, the table of contents of the Grand Bible. Works referred to as King James Version are part of the official Holy Bible. Works marked as King James Version 1611 to 1885 have been removed from the modern KJV in 1885. Names of the book or manuscript. The here presented translations. Comment on origin, circulation or influence, and page number. Part 1, as briefly but comprehensive as possible, we will explain how language, culture, habit, customs, and traditions are connected to one another. Table of contents of the Grand Bible, GB. In this index are over 900 books and documents registered. We use the chapter order of the Hebrew Bible. There's 60 image plates, the foreword, the explanatory introduction on history, the general glossary. Part 2, the Old Testament, that is the Tanakh, the Torah, meaning instruction, teaching, or the Pentateuch of the 5 books of Moses or the Samaritan Bible. And there's more that follows. Pseudepigrapha, Sacred Legends and History, Life of Adam and Eve, the Apocalypse of Moses. There's quite a lot of content here. Part 3, the Kumaran Library, Part 1. This is a so-called non-biblical or sectarian text which are about matters of several different messianic movements. Part 4 contains all books and manuscripts whose writings give an account on events that we can consider New Testament texts of the Gentiles, Pauline Christians living in the Roman Empire but outside of the Holy Land. That is the complete New Testament, its apocrypha and pseudepigrapha, which means they can date the works, but they can't identify exactly who the writer was, or the author was. The four canonical Gospels are biographical narratives in the New Testament on Jesus, Yehoshua, and his teachings. Non-canonical Gospels: the Greek Gospel of the Egyptians, the Coptic Gospel of the Egyptians, and so forth. History of the Apostles, which are biographical narratives on disciples, apostles, friends, and family members of Jesus, Joshua or Yehoshua. General epistles are public letters of apostles and church fathers to members and communities of the Gentile Christian movement outside of the Holy Land. And there's lots and lots and lots more. That's why when you download the PDF, it will take quite a while. The Grand Bible, pictorial documentation, the image plates, scrolls and codices, sites of discovery, and so forth. Here's image plate 1 of these original scrolls that were found. These original texts. Early Christian codices, that means books, found in leather folders at Nag Hammadi, Egypt, 1945. B is the Dead Sea Scrolls, found at Kumaran. Israel, 1947. C, Indian, Chinese, Hebrew, and Aramaic documents found at Dunhuang, China, 1907. Collection of Christian codices opened. Image plate 2, where they were found. A is cave used by Bar Kokhba near the Dead Sea. Simon Bar Kokhba near the Dead Sea, Israel. Archaeologists found some of his letters here. B, the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in these caves at Kumaran, Israel. Tons of documents were found in the Magao caves at Dunhuang, China, and D. Sir Orlstein found more in such a watchtower. And more images. This looks like it's cuneiform. The origin of Moses' covenant. The tablets with the 100 instructions of Shurpapak, around 2600 to 2500 BC. Found in 1963 at Tel Abu Salabik, 20 kilometers 12 miles northwest of Nippur, Iraq. The similarities to the Ten Commandments are striking. Though thou shouldst not question the words of thy mother and thy personal God, the instructions of the Father should be complied with. Thou shouldst not kill, thou shouldst not steal anything, and so forth. Here's some more image plates. The maxims or instructions of Ptah-hotep were published to teach people how to avoid conflicts. Like the instructions of Shurpapak, the maxims may have influenced the laws of Moses and laws of other civilizations and their religions. Bear in mind, Moses came from Egypt, Abraham from Sumer, which is in Mesopotamia. Actually, it's Sumer. Yeah, Abraham came from Chaldea in Mesopotamia. Okay. According to what we found, Shinar was a desert region. Yeah, well, Mesopotamia, Syria. So yeah, okay. We'll go with that. Image plate number 5. Cuneiform script, tablet number 5 of the Gilgamesh Epic, around 2000 BC. Suleimaniya Museum, Iraq. The Gilgamesh Epic is an ancient Mesopotamian story written in the Semitic Akkadian language. It is about King Gilgamesh of the Sumerian city-state of Uruk, in the story of a great flood. Abraham is the most likely source of Noah's flood story, as he came from the city of Ur nearby, Ur of Chaldee, in Mesopotamia, Syria. The Eridu Genesis, the Gilgamesh Epic, and the Atrahasis Epic were bestsellers. Archaeologists found lots of different versions. The fullest extant text of the Gilgamesh Epic is on 12 incomplete tablets found in the mid-19th century at Nineveh, Iraq, in the library of the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal, found by Henry Layard and his Arab friend, and helped to translate by historian George Smith. It was found in the mid-19th century at Nineveh, Iraq, in the library of the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal, who reigned 668 to 627 BC. The gaps in the tablet's text have been partly filled by various fragments from other copies. Tablet 11 of the Gilgamesh Epic introduces Ut-Napishtim, in other versions called Zeusudra, Greek Zeuthros, who, like Noah, survived cataclysmic destruction by following divine instructions to build an ark. This interesting text eventually found its way into the Hebrew Bible, among Christians known as the Old Testament, chapter 6 to 9 of the book of Genesis. If you look at Irving Finkel's video about Noah's Ark, you'll find that him being a British Museum curator, etc., has translated certain texts from the Babylonian cuneiform tablets, and it speaks of, it's about instructions from a god to these beings, or to this one particular boat builder, in regard to the gods supposedly going to wipe out the creations and then flee from the planet. Here's another image plate. It's a stele with the 288 laws of the code Hammurabi or Hammurabi on it. Okay, it's in Champollion, Paris, France. Museum of Champollion. It dates back to the reign of King Hammurabi, around 1790 to 750 BC. Laws number 196 says, if a man destroys the eye of another man, they shall destroy his eye. The Hittite laws, the Assyrian laws, the laws of Moses, the Islamic laws, better known as Sharia, are based on the code of Hammurabi, because he wanted men to be equal, treat each other equally. He didn't want the stronger to prey on the weaker, etc. Image plate number 7. Nations can be identified by their language. Hyksos, Canaanites, Hebrews, Israelites, Phoenicians and Carthaginians spoke the same West Semitic language, all shared the same circular culture. In 1887, over 380 letters were found in Amarna, Egypt. It's Tel El Amarna, written in Semitic Akkadian, trade language of the entire Middle East. This letter was written by Pharaoh Akhenaten to Aziru, the Canaanite ruler of Amuru, around 1350 BC. Akhenaten established monotheism in Egypt and in his province, Canaan. Okay, there's tons more plates. Papyrus page from the story of Ahika, also called the words of Akiha, found in the ancient Jewish settlement in Elephantine, southern Egypt. Aramaic language, Syriac script, 27th dynasty, 525 to 404 BC. Elephantine document P 13446F. A papyrus page from the story of Ahika. It were not the Roman conquerors who created the Jewish diaspora already between 1500 BC and 300 BC. The Semitic Phoenicians migrated across the Mediterranean, and Aramaic-speaking Assyrians conquered the entire Near East. Their Jewish cousins accompanied them. Elephantine was such an early diaspora settlement. The name Mose, be born, child, son, Greek, Latin, Moses, bears witness to the long and deep relationship of Jews and Egyptians, as it is an ancient Egyptian name closely connected to the pharaoh's name Mose, son of the moon, Kamosi, son of wisdom, and Thutmose, son of moonlight. The word also transliterated as La, Ya, W, Jah or Jo, from which the Hebrew word Yahweh for God derives simply means moon. Moses was born in Egypt, and it was the daughter of Pharaoh who found Moses at the bank of the river Nile, Exodus 2, and the name Moses was given to the infant by Pharaoh's daughter. More images. Ancient texts. Hebrew Book of Enoch in Greek. The older sections, mainly in the Book of the Watchers of the text, are estimated to date from about 300 to 200 BC. In the latest part, Book of Parables, probably to 100 BC. Various Aramaic fragments found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, as well as Greek and Latin fragments, show that this book was well known by Jews and Christians. Copy from the 4th century AD, Chester Beatty Papyri from Egypt, document 12, leaf 3, verso P. What's that, Michigan or something? Inventory or invoice 5552. There it is, the Book of Enoch. Image plate number 13, which is the Rosetta Stone. In 1799, the Rosetta Stone was found by a French soldier in the fort of Rosetta, or Rashid, a port city of the Nile Delta located 65 kilometers, 40 miles east of Alexandria. It summarizes the deeds of Ptolemy V Epiphanes, 205 to 180 BC, carved on a massive granodiorite slab. In Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Greek, that the same text appears in 3 different scripts, gave Thomas Young and Jean-Francois Champollion the chance to decipher the previously unintelligible hieroglyphs and the Demotic script. So there's Egyptian here. There's something else underneath, and yet something else underneath that. Due to the rise of the Assyrian Empire to 500 to 609 BC, Aramaic, one of its main languages, spread from Egypt via Persia to India. Later, with the Nestorian Christians, they were erroneously called Nestorians. Nestorius wasn't the founder of the latter Apostolic Orthodox Church, or the previous, founded by Thomas, Adai, etc. Later, with the Nestorian Christians who spoke Aramaic like Jesus, Aramaic crept eastwards along the Silk Road to the Chinese capital Xi'an. Due to Alexander's conquest of Persia, the Greek language, Aramaic's new rival, also travelled east with its Greek colonists, reaching the borders of China and India. Greek communities lived in Gandhara in Ashoka's Indian Empire. The Greek language became so important that it was used in official inscriptions. Here a rock inscription by Sophatos, son of Neratos, 2nd century BC. Okay, there's a lot of ancient scripts here. I'm going to skip through all of these.